Hi loves, it's Lacey, and today we're going to be doing another DIY for the fall season, and we're going to be utilizing mostly Dollar Tree items, but we also have this fence plank from Target's Bullseye Playground. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to use some leftover foam board that I have. I have black, you can use white, it really doesn't make a difference, it's your preference. I'm going to be covering up quite a bit of this, but we need to cut the pieces to the length of this board, and we're going to put some sides and a front part on it. Let's get into that. Grid on it. I don't know if you can see it with the camera, but there is a grid, so you can follow the lines that are on it. I don't think the camera's picking it up, but that's what I did. I measured out 5 inches here and 2.5 inches there, so it should pretty much meet up, and it does. If it's a little off, it doesn't make a difference because we're going to cover all of this up, but we do need to create a box that fits the bottom of this. So here it is, nothing is glued together. I'm going to put a few cross ones through here, this size, out of some of the leftover pieces that I have, so that it will sit sturdy. You don't need to put a bottom on it. It'll be fine if we just put a few cross ones across here, and then we'll glue it all together. And believe me, this is the hardest part of this. Okay, so here's what our base looks like underneath. You can see these aren't even perfectly even. It really doesn't make a difference. I made it to fit under this crossbar here, so it's like a little stage or whatever, because we are going to be using this as our backdrop, and this is what we're going to be putting most of our craftings on, is the little base. Now, you do not have to make this. I'm trying to make this completely from Dollar Tree products and this one board from Target's Bullseye Playground. Okay, now that we are waiting for our piece to dry, I laid it down. It's dried for about a half an hour or so. I'm going to leave it for another hour, I do believe. But while we're waiting, we can do some of the other parts. So I purchased this at Dollar Tree doll furniture piece, and it was originally lavender, as you can see underneath. Then I spray painted it a burgundy color for another project and changed my mind and decided I wanted it for this project. So it is spray painted heirloom white, and that is a Rust-Oleum color. I had already spray painted it when I decided I was going to use it for this project, and so that's what we're going to be doing. Then we are going to take, or I already took, these burlap ribbons from Dollar Tree. I have the tan one. This is like a brown or a greenish brown and orange, and I'm going to cut pieces and lay them on top of each other, which I already did, like this. The tan is underneath, the orange is on top, and then the brownish color is on top of that. I squished them together and just put some hot glue on them, and then I cut the ends jagged, just willy-nilly, nothing special, and I am going to drape it over the side of this chair so it looks like a blanket. Took this ribbon that I absolutely love, and I used in my Dollar Tree pumpkin wreath form with the beads, and folded a piece over and cut it, and then glued the sides, flipped it inside out, and made this little pillow. So I'm going to have a pillow and this version of what would be a throw blanket on this couch, and I think it looks really, really cute. So okay, next I have this little lantern that was in the Halloween section at Dollar Tree, and I do not want this insert that's in here, which is the little witch and jack-o'-lanterns. So we're going to take the top off, and we are going to remove that, and then we're going to cut out sections of this ribbon that Dollar Tree carries right now that I use also in my pumpkin wreath form with the little beads on it. And we're going to line the insides of this lantern with this because I think it's really, really pretty. And I like the fact that this lantern is an LED candle and you can turn it on. So all I'm going to do is just hold a piece in front of it and try to cut it as close as I can. And trim it up a little and then stick a little hot glue inside and try to not burn myself and press it in. Okay, next I have this little pot that came from the succulents that Dollar Tree carries. I saved a bunch of these and I know I have a brown one somewhere, but for the life of me I can't find it. So I have decided to cover it with twine. I think this will add to the look of this project, and so I'm just going to be hot gluing it all the way around, all the way up. We're going to add some Dollar Tree florals to this. I found these and I don't know what they're called. The tag on them just said bouquet filler. Now our complete base and everything is dried, so we're going to start putting this together. So on the bottom there, I am going to be placing some reindeer moss or some floral moss, whichever one you have. I have some here in this bag that I used before, and some of it is actually glued down to some like green felt. So I'm going to use a little bit of this and I'm just going to put it like around the edges and to cover up the black here to mimic that we are outside in the grass. I'm not going to use it on the front here because I'm going to place something else there. And I don't need a ton of it. I just want to get it around the edges. Okay, next I'm going to take these river rocks or stones from Dollar Tree and glue them all the way around the bottom of the base. I know you guys are like, why did you make this base? And then now you're going to glue rocks to it. Initially, I was going to put some words across the front here, but I think that's going to be overkill. I know I'm quite extra when I do these DIYs. And so now, and my vision has changed a little, and I think I'm just going to glue the stones around to cover up this bottom part, and it's going to make it look a little more homey. You'll see in the end exactly what my plan was. Okay, here's what that looks like now. I simply glued the rocks randomly, trying not to put two of the same color right next to each other. And as you can see, I have an entire pile. I don't know, that's about 14 or so rocks left over. Now I did the entire front, and then on the sides, I kind of did down the bottom and let some of the moss come down. I used the reindeer moss from Dollar Tree. I wanted to make sure I use as many Dollar Tree products as I possibly can. And I did both sides of it like that, and I really like how it turned out. Now your stones may not fit in as tightly as mine, and I made sure I got the bigger river rocks that had this variegated color because of the back of my thing, but they have them in solid black and they have smaller stones. So if you get the smaller stones, I can't guarantee that it's only going to take one bag. But where they didn't fit completely together, then I put in some moss into the big gaps. There are little gaps and I didn't worry about that. But I just dropped some hot glue in there and put some moss. Now, I have these little hooks that I got from Dollar Tree a while back. I think they came 4 or 5 in a pack. And I also have these wood stems that came from Dollar Tree earlier in the season. If you can't find these, you can simply get a stick out of your yard and cut it up and it'll be easy to use. I had Chad put the hook in one of the wood stems because I could not find a hook long enough at my local Dollar Tree to be able to do this. And so I'm going to glue that to the center of this end post fairly high up. Now I'm going to add my seat here to the bottom and pretty much in the middle. I scoot it over just a bit. I'm going to add my planter that I made. And then over on this side, I'm going to add one of the Dollar Tree hay bales. I waited to the last minute to open this because I know it's going to be quite messy. I took some more of those wood stems and I glued them together, as you can see here. And I never make a project like this without having some kind of tree. And so I had planned to take this and add some stems off of some flowers that I had before. You know, just some stem pieces like this, and add them to this to make a tree. And I am going to do that. But then I was going to add some of the little leaves. So I had like actual fall leaves. And I'm going to try that. But I think I actually want to add some mums because I have these beautiful mums here from Dollar Tree. And I was thinking maybe those would look better. So let's see what I come up with. And here's my final project, and I really like how it turned out. This is very easy to do. The only issue is there are little projects that you have to do to go on this overall project, and they are a little time consuming. They're not hard to do at all, like putting the twine around the little pot that I had, or even changing the insert in the lantern. It just takes a little bit of time. Plus, I did a couple of extra steps because I didn't like the color of the pumpkin, so I repainted both the white and the orange to more of a creamy white and a lighter orange. The bonus for that is you can still see all the little speckles that are on the pumpkin through it, so I didn't exactly change what the pumpkin style was. I just lightened the colors up a little bit. And for the rocks on the bottom, I think that was a great added touch. I think it gives to the whole backyard kind of patio feel. However, if you are going to be doing this and placing this outside or anywhere where it's going to be super hot, use E6000 or Gorilla Glue or some other industrial strength glue, because hot glue will not keep these stones on that foam board. The whole project will sit up by itself. I did not have an issue with that, as long as you reinforce the front of it and the bottom with the stone. It definitely helps that board stay up because it is a little bit heavy. I am leaving it right here in the back of my kitchen on my sideboard, and it will be part of my backdrop for fall. I also went with just the leaves over on the tree, and I think that turned out really well too. You could do flowers, you could do anything you really want. Plus, you could change this color scheme from traditional fall colors to something lighter or something brighter, whatever goes with your decor. So that is it. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, for liking, and always sharing my videos. And if you are not a member here at Lacee Space, I don't know why not. Go ahead, smash that subscribe button, become a member, hang out with us for a while. We have a lot of fun here. Also, if you like, you can follow me on Instagram. It's Lacee Space, the same way that it's spelled here. And I will be posting pictures of this project over there. And I also am going to be posting that I am going to do a bow tutorial. Yes, finally I'm going to do a whole tutorial just dedicated to my traditional bow that I make here on my channel that everyone wants to know how I do. And really, once you see it, you're going to be like, oh, well, that was easy, because it's so simple. So keep a lookout for that. All right, loves, I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.